Why do airplanes avoid flying over Tibet? The mystery of the Tibetan Plateau. Have you ever noticed a massive empty space on flight radar maps where almost no planes pass? This region is enormous, more than 5 times the size of France, and it's called the Tibetan Plateau snow-capped mountain. But why do pilots and airlines avoid this vast area? Let's dive into the fascinating reasons behind this aviation mystery. 1. The roof of the world, altitude challenges. The Tibetan Plateau is the highest plateau on Earth, with an average elevation of around 14,800 feet, 4,500 meters. Some of the world's tallest mountains are here, including Mount Everest, which rises to 29,032 feet, 8,849 meters. Commercial aircraft usually cruise at about 33,000 to 38,000 feet, but in case of an emergency, such as sudden cabin depressurization, pilots must ascend quickly to around 10,000 feet, where passengers can breathe without oxygen masks. Over Tibet, this is nearly impossible. The terrain is so high that even an emergency descent wouldn't bring the plane to a safe altitude. Imagine trying to drop from 33,000 feet to 10,000 feet, but the mountains below you already stand at 14,000 feet. This leaves little margin for safety. 2. Unpredictable and extreme weather. Tibet's weather is infamous for its sudden changes, fierce winds, and intense turbulence. Jet streams in this area can reach incredible speeds, shaking even large aircraft. Storms can form quickly, and the region experiences some of the harshest climates on Earth: dry, thin air combined with low temperatures and snowstorms. Pilots try to avoid these hazardous conditions whenever possible. 3. Lack of emergency airports. One of the golden rules of aviation: always have a safe place to land in case of trouble. But in Tibet, this is nearly impossible. Across this vast plateau, there are only 5 operational airports, and most are located far apart and in mountainous terrain that makes approaches extremely difficult. In case of engine failure or another emergency, finding a suitable landing spot would be a nightmare. 4. Thin air and aircraft performance. At such high altitudes, the air is much thinner. This not only makes breathing harder for humans, but also affects how engines perform. Airplanes need dense air to generate lift and engine thrust. Over Tibet, the reduced oxygen and lower air pressure make it more challenging for aircraft to maintain optimal performance, especially during emergency maneuvers. 5. Geopolitical and regulatory factors. Some of Tibet's restricted air corridors are also linked to political reasons. This region borders India, Nepal, and Bhutan, and lies close to sensitive areas of China's air defense zone. Air traffic is heavily regulated here, meaning not all airlines are granted permissions to cross freely. 6. Historical incidents and aviation safety. Throughout history, there have been a few tragic accidents involving aircraft flying over the Himalayas and Tibetan Plateau, especially in the earlier days of aviation. These incidents highlighted the risks and led airlines to favor safer, alternative routes around the region. What's the alternative route? Most flights between Europe and Southeast Asia, or the Middle East and China, choose routes either north, over Central Asia and Mongolia, or south, over India. This adds some distance but dramatically increases safety. Final thoughts. So the mystery isn't about a secret danger or a forbidden zone, it's about extreme geography, unpredictable weather, and a lack of emergency infrastructure. Tibet is breathtakingly beautiful, known as the roof of the world, but for modern aviation, it's a place best admired from a safe distance. Next time you watch a flight radar and notice that big empty space in the heart of Asia, you'll know, it's not a coincidence, it's a calculated decision to keep passengers and crews safe.